welcome to episode 33 of the Oklahoma City Real Estate Show. On today's show, a special year-in review of 2018 in real estate in Oklahoma City. We're going to be talking about some of the highs and lows and some of the figures that we don't get to talk about throughout the year, and that's the annual picture. Kind of the full year-end numbers, and then we'll talk a little bit about 2019, what's to come, kind of what to strategize with if you're thinking about investing in Oklahoma City, and if you're not thinking about investing in Oklahoma City, you should. I want to look first at the Zillow market overview. Some of you may be using Zillow and Trulia. They are projecting the Oklahoma City current values being at $144,800 with an annual change since last year of 3.7%. Now, we've been saying about 3.5% annual appreciation all year long, and this is tracking well above that into that 3.7 category. One of the things that Zillow broadcast really wide for 2019 is they project their home value forecast at a 1% for 2019. Now, we've run all the models that we can and not been able to find out what they're talking about with this 1% number in 2019. So not sure. They're forecasting the nation being 6.4%, with the Oklahoma City Metro being at 1% appreciation for next year. However, if you look at their chart, they get a really wide area. So we really focus in on that Northwest Oklahoma City and the Metro, and really that 10 mile from Oklahoma City. Remember, Oklahoma City is a very big city in terms of land square miles. So when you're covering those huge swaths of space, those generic numbers are often really misleading. So I want to dive in a little bit closer into our market. So let's look at the sales price median chart. I'll pop that up on your screen there. If you're listening on the podcast, I definitely recommend you go to the YouTube channel. We'll leave a link there so you can check out this video portion. And if you haven't seen some of our other videos, you can see those there. But look at that sales price, our active listings here, and we can actually see that we had a drop in October, from October of 2018 on to the finish of the year, and that was a further drop than last year, which meant that the prices were going up as supply then is falling. Again, that's the active. Now, if we look at the sales price median, okay, that's that next screen we're looking at. The sales price median shows that we're still increasing at a decent rate for 2018 over, again, this chart going all the way back to 2016. So if you look from 2016 on to 2018, you can see that increase in median. Now, again, this is just 10 square miles of Oklahoma City, from the Oklahoma City core out to 10 square miles. That does cover some areas of extreme poverty, as well as some areas of really some affluent neighborhoods. So that's why we take that median, which cuts out those super highs and those super lows and really gives us a core reading price. Again, super stable in terms of, is this a cyclical market versus a linear market in Oklahoma City? One of the things I want to zoom in on, so if we've got this, we're going into Northwest Oklahoma cities where a lot of you investors have invested in Oklahoma City. That's where we see this kind of the crown jewel area of Oklahoma City. So let's look at that figure here, the median sales price for Northwest Oklahoma City. Again, this is from 2015 up to 2018, closing out the year. We're seeing, look at that graph, just good increase, steady increase. Again, that is what a linear market's known for, is really good predictability, really stable, and you're getting your cash flow all along if you're a rental investor. Going to showings per listing for 2018, look like we hit a top there at 7.4, that peak to the right. That's a 7.4 showings per property. This is important because if you understand the median showings, okay, how many showings are you expected to get on your property? You're going to understand that flow of, okay, we've got 5 showings or we got 6 showings or whatever. Am I doing good or am I doing bad? So in 2016, that was 7.1. We did the same thing in 2017 at 7.1, so where we maxed out. But this last year, we surpassed historic records and we had 7.4 0.4. Now, of course, 0.4, you can't have half a person show, but just on the metrics, we have had an increase higher than we've ever had in the amount of showings. That just goes to show that the millennials like to go out and check out the properties. That's, again, our biggest number for 2019, forecasted to be a millennial year. Millennial buyers coming out of situations where now they're getting a job now, they're getting a hold of their college debt, and they're saving more, and they're able to buy now. So they're taking the number one role, number one house buyer in 2018 or 2019. Let's look at the median price per square foot charts. This is important because in Northwest Oklahoma City, we're breaking some records again this year. First time ever, we surpassed $95 a square foot. Again, this chart is going back to 2015, but you can even crank it further back, and we're not seeing that. So anyways, we've broken the barrier of $95 a square foot and continuing to rise on that. So look at those scales, look at that, the way that chart's projecting from left to right, the gross there. And I would question Zillow's opinion on that forecast for 1% increases next year of being wrong. We're really projecting somewhere along 7.8 or 3.8 to 4, which is great, again, for that linear market. I want to talk just a minute about their rental estimates. So when we talk about rentals, I get this question a lot. Where do I go to find how much rent I should rent my place for? And, you can use some of the agents, use the MLS, but Oklahoma City, it's very rare for you to contact a realtor to help you search for a rental property. Most of the rental property is going to be found on your Zillow, Trulia, and nakedhomes.com and some of these other realestate.com, which are all pretty much that same server of Zillow Group. Okay, so when we do our numbers from Zillow.com. We check out what they've posted for rent, and we're getting a Zillow rent index for Oklahoma City at $1,093. That's expected to carry into the early part of 2019 and then actually begin to raise due to the low inventory that we're going to talk about in this rental category. The rent list price coming in at $1,100 a month on the median for Oklahoma City in 2018. That comes out to about 80 cents a square foot. So I want to break that down. When you see $1,000 a month is your rent index or the recommended rental price for a certain market, that has a lot to do with the amount of income that the average person is making in Oklahoma City. So when we put those numbers together, you want about 3 times of what they're making per month. They need to make 3 times what the rent is. If your rent's $1,000, your candidate needs to have 3 times that, so $3,000 a month. A lot of you guys know that already. You're not concerned with that, but if you're new to the game, you want to make sure they're making that 3 times over, okay? Which puts us, again, for the median income of a family here being around $50,000 a year, that's putting your median anywhere between $850 and $1,100 a month. That's your golden range, with that $900 a month being the number one. So let's look at that. Knowing your 1% rule, if you buy a house for $100,000, you're going to need to rent it out for $1,000 or more per month in order to break even, or in order to make a profit, turn a profit on that property. So let's look at that for Northwest Oklahoma City. We're going to pull up the chart here for supply of homes in the 82 to 110 pricing category. Okay, you can see that supply of homes just plummeting from 2015 on to 2018. This is strongly due to home affordability disappearing. As we see a lot more homes breaking through that 110 barrier, going into that 120, 130, 140, again, being past what that average per capita income is for Oklahoma City, we notice that supply getting low. These are the type of figures that affect our rental figures. When your monthly supply of homes gets down in the affordability index, which that 80 to 110, that's right where home buyers that are on a budget and are looking to buy a value-based home, when that supply gets down, now we have to rent. because we've got no homes we can buy. So that's where the rent starts going up and up and up. And if the new construction or new demand or new supply does not meet this, that's when we run into issues with the affordability index. For your median days on market of 80,000 to 110, we're down below 10 days on market. So when I talk about this and I say, if you are doing a renovation next year, if you can buy a home for 40,000, you can renovate it and sell that sucker for 100,000, 110. Wow, you guys are going to really be in a high demand metric for 2019. So again, we're rolling back our theories, we're rolling back our thoughts and making that margin of those, servicing those affordability index. So if you're doing home renovations, you want to stay in that 130 and under target sales price to get your real fast movers, big high demand stuff. Again, don't go crazy with your renovations on those. Do nice stuff, but good affordability, and hit your target prices. So moving on to 2019 projections, we've talked a little bit, let's talk just a little bit further on 2018. So 2018, if you listen to the podcast throughout the year, we did the color of the year. And so paint color this year, we're looking at gray was still number one, with taupe rapidly fading out. So if you've been doing your taupe colors, 2019 is a time to really back away from that. And again, dive straight into your grays that really match with everyone's furniture. Because remember, when you're coming in on a shoestring budget, which a lot of these millennials are gonna be in 2019, you don't have the budget to repaint the house when you come in. So a lot of their decision making is based upon, what can I move in right now that I don't have to do anything about? This is things like a stove, a microwave. If you've got upgraded items like that they want, washer and dryer, if you can include that in the sale, these kind of things, that's going to put you ahead of the rest because they're going to have a move-in ready home. You almost have to think like a renter coming into a place. They're renting it because, wow, you got a nice grill I can go to, or that gas grill looks great. So, do your right purchases on appliances in 2019 and keep your home prices affordable. That's going to be the trick. For jobs coming up in 2019, though, we do have some saving grace to be able to pay those higher rents. We got Amazon coming in to town that they're finishing their campus. We've also got COSTCO, which we're going to go live now. ALISA is actually out at the campus there where they're building the new COSTCO location. For those of you who have never been to a COSTCO, COSTCO is similar to a Sam's Club, only it's got some more organic product. They've got Kirkland Signature, which is their signature brand. Many of you are huge fans of that. But not only that, there's some interesting things about their workforce. ALISA, tell us about that.
Hi, Landon. It's cold outside, but that doesn't stop me from being excited to tell you that we are one step closer to getting our first COSTCO in Oklahoma City. COSTCO is known for its warehouse-style bulk shipping, similar to Sam's Club. And nationwide, they've got over 500 stores, including one in Tulsa, and soon to be, yes, right here in Oklahoma City. What will that mean for Oklahoma City? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means between 150 and 200 new jobs coming soon. These aren't just your typical low-paying wages either. We're talking starting salary at $13 an hour, with an average salary being more than $23 an hour, according to COSTCO representatives. That's not bad salary for the folks that end up getting a job here at COSTCO, soon to be coming sometime in April 2019. Happy New Year.
And ALISA, thank you for that. You look pretty cold out there.
It is a bit chilly. Back to you, Landon.
I definitely, better you than me out there today. We, again, yes, are getting into the heart of wintertime, and that can always slow your showings down. But construction in town still continues on. For construction, we're going to ARRON, who's on scene there at SISSORTALE, which is one of our big improvements coming out next year in Oklahoma City. ARRON, tell us about what you're seeing out there with the cranes in Oklahoma City.
Thanks, Landon. I'm here today in front of the future site of the Omni Hotel over here on my left. Plenty of bustling activity going on today. Even though it's New Year's Eve, we still have plenty of people out here working their fingers to the bone. Over here on my right, future site of SISSORTALE Park. That will connect downtown to the south side, from north side to south side, over the Skydance Bridge. You'll be able to go back and forth. 70-acre park stretches north side all the way down to the shores of the Oklahoma River. Oklahoma City is growing by leaps and bounds. We're so excited about 2019 and all the great things that will be happening this year. So I think that about does it. So back to you, Landon. Thank you very much.
Yes, and I know those workers behind you are really getting ready for the new year, for sure. 2019 being a huge year for construction workers. Would you mind getting a pan of those cranes?
Yes, and here's a shot of the cranes. Look at that Caterpillar over here working away. And there's the gentleman. He's carrying something really important, and he's taking his time because it's a little bit muddy out here today, Landon.
Folks, I want you to look at these cranes. You know, we had an economist on the show earlier this week talking about how similar we were to Austin. These cranes, look at these guys littering the skyline again. Such a great sign of a city being on the rise when you see these cranes popping up everywhere. That is so good to see. Thank you, Aaron, for being out there today and sharing that with us. I hope that you guys were one day into the new year. I know that you have a lot of decisions to make. It's a new season, new year. You've got a lot of cities that you may be looking to invest in. I definitely want you to check out our property spotlight. We're launching that this year, coming out with a new product to where we call our our internal MLS, or multiple listing service, where we're going to be listing some properties on the OKC Real Estate Show website, where we're categorizing them by cash flow. So instead of just looking at that purchase price, we're going to be looking at those cash flow prices, and these are categorized more for investors only. So when you're looking at these, we've tried to break down these numbers, but again, if you see a different property and you want to know some more facts and figures about it, feel free to email me at any time. You can call me. We can chat about this. We can do those 360 videos. So those are those new things that we're rolling out for 2019. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this special short episode. Next week, we'll be returning with our regularly scheduled programming for your awesome podcast. If you got any tips, any advice, any questions that you've got, feel free to email us. You can email us at support@okcreal.com. That's support@okcreal.com. You can also check us out at okcrealestateshow.com. There's a comment box at the bottom there. Or if you go to the podcast link, you can actually leave feedback there on the podcast. Our podcast is available on just about anywhere you can get your podcast. If you don't find it on somewhere that you regularly use, please email me, let me know about that, and we'll make sure to get it on your podcast source that you prefer. Thanks again for watching, and you guys have an incredible 2019. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you about your future investment in Oklahoma City. Thanks again, and thanks for investing in Oklahoma City in 2019.